Hi, my name is Ansley and I am the owner and photographer behind Poplin and Pine. Today I will be making a DIY faux floral bridal bouquet. This is something I'm actually making for my sweet sister-in-law who is getting married in June of 2023. Molly, I love you and can't wait for your big day. But we're making this so that we can use it for both her bridal portraits and for her wedding. So I'm super excited. Before we get started, I'll do a quick list of the items that you'll need. First, you're gonna need faux florals. You can get these at any craft shop that's local to you. I personally got these ones from Hobby Lobby because it's close to me and they had the selection that we were looking for. You'll also need wire cutters to be able to cut the stems. I already had these at home. You'll also need ribbon to wrap the end of the bouquet, both floral wire and floral stem tape. That should be everything that you need to complete this project, unless you want to add other things to it, but that's what I'll be working with today. Let's get started. I am starting with the flowers that I want to be the base of the bouquet. This will be the very center. So I'm starting there and we'll work my way outwards, building the rest of the bouquet. I'm gonna start with these 3 large roses. And then when I was kind of playing with it before I did this, I also added in this baby's breath spray. These are really the only 2 flowers that I know what they're called. So please don't ask me specific flower names if you're looking for a certain type of flower, because I don't know. I just know they're pretty and I like them and they go with the look that we're going for. So when I was doing this, as I was playing around, just to kind of see what I was looking for, I have these kind of in the middle between all of the roses. It's okay if these all stick out a little bit because the wires are movable. And I think I'm gonna pull these out just a little bit. Okay, and then next I added a little bit of this. I do suggest taking the stickers off before you start making them, but I didn't have that much foresight when I was starting this. So add these in. She wanted to have something that has more green in it. It is gonna be a summer wedding, so just something that's very like full of life and full of just fresh flower color, but not fresh flowers. These down. The great thing about fake flowers too, at least from my limited experience, is that you can move the pieces around without worrying about breaking them off. I am notorious even for just bouquets that my husband brings me or flowers that I bring home, I break them very easily. So these are a little bit more durable, which works for putting them together, especially for somebody who is not a floral pro. So yeah, it'll last easier and it's easier to manipulate to get the shape that you want. I'm gonna add in these. Well, I'll go ahead and tape this off. That's what I'll do. I really wasn't sure if I was gonna need the tape more or the wire. But I got both, just in case. And I'm gonna rip off some of these leaves that are kind of in the way of where we will wrap later. These don't really have wire in them, so I'm just kind of pulling them off as needed. I don't necessarily want to take all of them off because depending on where I end up wrapping, I want some of it to be covered. I want some of the stems to be covered by some of the leaves, just so that it looks nice and full. Spread this out just a tiny bit, give it a little more dimension, move these back around where they were. And I'm kind of making sure there's different heights as well, just so that it's not just a flat bouquet. We want a more movement, I guess is the best way to put it. And doing this in bunches, I'm assuming will help keep it like we want it. And it'll help so that my hand doesn't get quite as tired as I'm trying to hold it all together. And I'm not doing too much floral tape right now just because I might want to change some things. So just in case I change my mind or want to replace or add to this bunch, I'm keeping it not too tight right now. So we're gonna keep building here, and yeah, I'll show you the next layer. And then I was gonna add more height. And for this, I didn't get 2 of the same flowers. I actually got 2 different ones for this part of the bouquet. So, got this one. We'll kind of wheel it in here. And I also did pull out my giant mirror. You're gonna see some of this mess, but I pulled this out so that I can see what it looks like if I was the one holding it. Let's see. Just for a different perspective and make sure it is following the vision that we have for it. And tape this again since it's getting closer to what we're looking for. So when I hold it here, obviously we're gonna trim all these once we get closer to the end. Not quite sure how long we want the handle to be yet, so handle, sure, we'll call it that. This one I know I can snip down just a little bit. And with these bigger stems, I am just cutting them down because I know they're way too big, way too long for what I need. If I can, there we go. And then I did cut off the bottom branch of this other one so I could move it around a little better and place it more throughout, which I think I'm gonna do with this one as well. Just cutting it pretty close to the stem here. Not too bad, considering I don't do this for a living. Okay, so got that. It's looking decently symmetrical. We're doing good. These ones I feel like are gonna be kind of a pain to cut, but we'll see what happens. And I got these mostly to fill in around the base of where we'll wrap, just because I didn't want it to be a whole bunch of stems. And wanted to give it a little bit more fullness around the base as well. I don't know if you can hear my kids, but they're playing outside and it sounds like there's a Hot Wheels car crash. Because I hear fake little sirens. Okay, so these, I know these are hydrangeas, because I love hydrangeas. But I knew I was gonna want one at the base in this, like more centered here, and then the other two pretty evenly around. I am gonna go ahead and wrap this again because my hand is getting tired from holding this. And I'm gonna wrap it pretty tight since we are getting close to the finish line. I don't know if they make thicker floral tape, but if they did, that's what I should have gotten. That would have been way easier. Because this is tiny. And I am gonna wrap down the stem just a little bit. I think that'll also help. Again, not a floral pro. Just someone who loves DIY. Got a good squeeze. Ooh, we're looking good. Look at that. We're not even done yet. That's looking good. Ah, I love it. I love it. Okay, so next is gonna be everything else that's going around the base. And this is where it's gonna add a little bit more drama because of how long some of these are, but I'm gonna have them flowing down and spreading out. Again, we're going for a little bit of drama, very elegant, nothing too over the top with colors, but I'm very excited about it. I left the tags on because I wasn't sure when I got home if all of these were still gonna be kind of what we were looking for. So I was still making up my mind, but I'm gonna use all of them because why not? Okay, so let's see. Have that one. Kind of going out to the side. This has been pretty easy, and I thought it was going to be easier to mess up, but it's turning out to be kind of hard to mess up if you have an idea of what you're going for. Let's see, so these I'm gonna have one in the back and one in the front. Again, we're not going for totally symmetrical, but a little bit of symmetry would be nice. said front and back, but I'm kind of liking it more on the sides. It's adding more width, which I think is nice. So when she's holding it, it will go out just a little more. Okay, I'm good with that. Put this back in here. Okay, this is getting quite large to hold. Let's see, this one, I'm gonna cut this one and stick it in throughout. This one I'm going to cut so I can add more pieces kind of in the middle. Yes, I love that. I love how it brings just a tiny bit of blue. How big do I want that piece? I'll bring this down to here. I feel like I need a little bit at the front. And I'm glad I left this, oh, I cut myself. Be careful with wire cutters and sharp wires. Yeah, keep this a little bit loose. That has made it to where I can stick some of these down in more, even though it's not totally wrapped up. So I can keep adding if I need to. I really like how this is coming out. Okay. Cool. I feel like that's gonna be much more manageable for holding. So now I'm gonna wrap it again, all the way down, all the way around. So that is now done. And this is our bouquet. I'm loving it. I think it's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to wrap the bottom in ribbon just to finish off with that really beautiful, elegant bridal look that we know and love. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get my hot glue gun because that's the one thing I forgot. I don't know how I'm gonna do the bottom. I might undo this just a little. And add some blue ribbon, kind of like a cradle under the bottom, just because there are wires that I want to cover. Yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm going to add one in the center and then one on each side, kind of overlapping that, just so that any wires that are exposed don't cut her, because that would not be fun. I've already cut myself very minorly a couple times while making this, and I don't want that to happen on her wedding day. I'm gonna have to rewrap that white, the white ribbon. Learn from my mistakes. This is why we do DIY. Okay, and then the other two I'm just gonna overlap just a tiny bit. And most of this is going to be covered by the wrap. This is just, again, to prevent the wires from poking and cutting. I'll do a little bit more blue ribbon. Okay, now we're ready to wrap. I have kind of I did weave a couple of them down here. So again, most of this will be covered. These are just covering all those extra little stem wires, so she doesn't get cut. Fourth time is the charm for wrapping the stems. There's a little bit of floral tape that's showing right here, and I'm just gonna get rid of it. And hopefully not cut my ribbon, because I'm not left-handed. Everything should stay in place though, because we've got a whole bunch of floral wrap underneath this ribbon, and this ribbon is held really tight. Switch hands so that I can really get in there. But the great thing about the floral tape is that it's green, like the stems, obviously done for a reason. But extra little bits I can kind of tuck in. It blends in, looks kind of like the leaves. And then I can just take my wrap up one more time and cover it. How am I feeling about this? I think it's good. Now I just have to figure out, do I just hot glue this down? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hot glue it down. And I am wrapping the blue over this as well. So, okay, so, hot. We're turning out good though. I am not a florist and I made this giant, beautiful bouquet. That's still hot. Still hot, but cool enough that it is holding. So now I'm gonna wrap with the blue. This is just gonna be decorative. I will probably finish this with a bow. I'm just gonna cover where I did the hot glue, and then wrap my way back up. And this is kind of meeting at the middle here. On this side. Hold on, where's my front? Yeah, it's the front, so. Maybe. And as always, going to do an angle point on my ribbon ends, just so it looks nice and clean. Yay! And this is the bridal bouquet. I think it turned out pretty great. Let me know what you think.